On a rainy night in New York City, John Wick runs for his life, not caring about the wound on his side. This is after he's declared excommunicado by the High Table Mafia for eliminating a council member in the New York Continental Hotel. Furthermore, the High Table has placed a $14 million bounty on him, so he has assassins all over the world chasing him. John had been given a 1-hour head start by New York's Continental Hotel's manager and personal friend Winston Scott, but his time is running out. He grabs a taxi to the New York Public Library but realizes the roads are jammed. He thus gives the driver a gold coin, instructing him to take his dog to Winston's concierge care on while he walks to the library. John retrieves a few gold coins, the currency in the underworld, a marker medallion, and a rosary from a book, leaving behind a picture of him and his deceased wife Helen. He turns to walk away but is attacked by an assassin called Ernest. The two fight for a while and John quickly kills him. However, he sustains a severe shoulder injury and rushes to an underworld doctor to treat his wounds. The doctor quickly tends to John, but when the appointed hour reaches its end, he stops, forcing John to finish suturing himself. The doctor asks John to shoot him twice so it can appear like he has forced him into compliance and stolen his weapon. John rushes outside the building where several assassins start chasing him and the bounty rises by $1 million. He breaks into a weapons shop and customizes a gun, allowing him to deal with the assassins following him. After successfully eliminating them all, John seeks out the director, the head of the Ruska Roma crime syndicate. It's revealed that John's real name is Jardani Jovanovic, and he used to belong to the syndicate. He uses the rosary to demand safe passage to Casablanca. Despite John leaving the syndicate, the rosary forces the director to comply. John gets a Ruska Roma emblem tattooed on his back and soon reaches Casablanca. Several assassins spot and corner him in an alley, resulting in another fight. Someone intervenes and takes John to meet his superior Sophia and the manager of the Moroccan Continental Hotel. Sophia shoots John, revealing that something had transpired between the former friends. John asks Sophia to take him to see the Elder, as he's the only authority above the High Table. Sophia is reluctant as John's excommunicado status means anyone caught helping him will suffer the same fate. However, as John has a marker that binds her to him, she has no option but to help. She had enlisted John's help in rescuing her daughter and hiding her. To date, she has never sought her daughter's whereabouts as she fears introducing her to the criminal world. Reluctantly, she agrees to take John to her former boss Barada as he knows more about the Elder than anyone. Meanwhile, a High Table adjudicator, the one who presides over disputes, visits Winston. She demands to see High Table crime lord Santino, the one John had executed. After seeing his body, the adjudicator informs Winston that he has 7 days to vacate his managerial post for his role in helping John, which is not executing him after assassinating Santino and giving him an hour's head start. The adjudicator also visits the Bowery King and asks him to resign for providing John with the weapon and 7 bullets used to eliminate Santino. Eventually, the adjudicator enlists Japanese assassin Zero in breaking into the director's headquarters. The director is stabbed through both of her hands for giving John safe passage. John and Sophia visit Barada's house. He asks why he shouldn't eliminate John and claim the bounty, to which John claims he wants to make amends for his actions. Barada tells John that the only way to get to the Elder is to walk in the desert until he cannot walk anymore. Then the Elder will decide whether he wants to meet him. Thankful for the information, the two turn to leave, but Barada demands one of Sophia's trained Belgian Malinois as payment. Sophia refuses and Barada shoots the dog. Luckily, the dog's bulletproof vest protects it and a fierce gunfight ensues when Sophia shoots Barada. She wants to eliminate him, but John asks her to reconsider, so she shoots him in the leg and one of the dogs bites Barada's manhood. Sophia, John, and the dogs engage victoriously with Barada's men and escape in one of the vehicles. The group drives to the desert. Sophia wants to return home, so John completes the marker and thanks her for her help. He starts walking and after a long while, he passes out. John regains consciousness and finds himself in a strange tent. He's offered a drink by a man who introduces himself as the Elder. When asked why he wants to live, John says he wants to remember the love he shared with his late wife. The Elder agrees to forgive John on 2 conditions. He must assassinate Winston and serve under the High Table for the rest of his days. John agrees to the terms and is required to show his loyalty. Consequently, he severs his ring finger and offers his wedding band to the Elder. The Elder accepts the ring and bids John luck in his coming mission. John is given a place to recuperate and prepare for what lies ahead. 7 days have passed and the adjudicator visits the Bowery King. Zero's students brutally execute the Bowery King's men. The adjudicator reminds the Bowery King of the warning to forego his duties. The Bowery King refuses to abdicate his throne, so the adjudicator sentences him to die by 7 cuts, representing the 7 bullets he had given to John to eliminate Santino. John gets to New York, but in the subway station he encounters several assassins. He has made a deal with the Elder, but his excommunicado status will be wholly lifted once he finishes his task. Suddenly, the assassins before him are executed by Zero's students. Zero approaches John, but the 2 men hold their position when a student group passes between them. Zero reveals his intention to John, who flees the substation. Zero quickly catches up, resulting in a street fight and chase. John gets rid of most of the assassins, but faces Zero. Zero has the upper hand, but before he can eliminate John, the latter touches the staircase, which happens to be the entrance to the New York Continental Hotel. Even though John is excommunicado, other assassins cannot conduct business on the hotel grounds, so Charon asks Zero to drop his weapon. Charon invites the 2 men into the hotel and asks them to wait in the lobby. Now that they can't continue their fight, Zero takes the time to fangirl over John Wick's brutal legacy. He claims he had always wanted to meet him and is glad to be fulfilling his wish, even if it is under grim circumstances. John meets with Winston and the latter can guess what John's mission is. The adjudicator arrives and demands that Winston step down from his managerial position. Winston refuses to comply with the High Table's request, claiming that he served them diligently and will not accept being discarded like that. The adjudicator asks John to eliminate Winston and perform his end of the deal, but John refuses to comply. Consequently, the adjudicator calls the criminal syndicate network and informs them that John's treaty with the Elder has been revoked and that the New York Continental Hotel is deconsecrated. Deconsecrating a hotel means that any protection status enjoyed by the members is revoked and people can commit all the shady business they want to. Once the report gets out, the adjudicator approaches Zero and informs him that he is free to eliminate John and that he will receive concrete backup. Winston allows John access to the weapons room now that nothing forbids it. John arms himself heavily, assisted by Charon. Winston lounges and listens to music while John and Charon deal with the mercenaries pouring into the hotel. The 2 men quickly take out the thugs, but John finds himself trapped in a glass room with Zero and his students. A fierce hand-on-hand combat ensues, and John has the upper hand. Unfortunately, he's cornered by 2 of Zero's students. The students easily overpower John, but instead of finishing him, they give him a chance for a fair fight since they want to prove his legacy. After several beatings and ridicule, John finally overpowers the 2. Since they spared his life, he spares theirs too. Now, John and Zero face off in yet another intense battle. Zero has the advantage as John is weak and bruised, but John soon reminds Zero why he is deemed as the undefeatable Baba Yaga. He quickly stabs Zero and leaves him to die. John walks to the hotel's rooftop where he finds Winston and Charon conversing with the adjudicator. The adjudicator agrees to let Winston keep the hotel and serve under the High Table. When asked what to do with John, Winston mercilessly guns him down, causing him to fall off the roof and into the street below. The adjudicator is happy with the results and prepares to leave the hotel. However, something seems amiss, so the adjudicator checks the street for John's body. Winston and Charon are cleaning up the mess in the hotel when the adjudicator informs them that John's body is missing. The adjudicator wants Winston to find John as soon as possible in fear of retaliation from John and the High Table once they realize the mission failed. John's dog runs into the street and is shortly seen next to a homeless man transporting John to an underground chamber in a shopping trolley. John is taken to the Bowery King, who is nursing his wounds. The Bowery King agrees to help John take down the High Table. He is furious to how he's been treated and wants to take revenge on those who tried to dethrone him. Do leave a comment telling us your favorite part of the movie. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next recap. Until next time folks, take care and goodbye.